Welcome. What an amazing, wild day. And I want to thank you for being here. We're going to be talking about Ascension, how our guide teams are working, and you're going to be shocked at what I use as examples. One of them is a dream that I had this morning. I woke up with an amazing dream and vision. And then I went into a meditation, and the vision exploded into kind of like deconstructing 3D and showing me how this is going to work. So I'm going to wait till people jump on because I don't want to repeat myself. And while I wait, I'm going to talk to you about why meditation is going to be very important for you on your journey. And so, again, I don't want to repeat myself, so I'm going to wait for a little while, until we get like 9 people on. And once we get 9 people, I'll start telling you what the visions are. I will say, and a lot of you already know this, I will say that finally, spiritualists, and apparently some spiritualists have been talking shit about other spiritualists who have been apathetic and not talking about what's going on the planet. And it's nice to see it because I've been talking about spiritualists doing something for a while now. And it's been, and what I mean by that is talking about what's going on in the Congo, what's going on in Sudan, what's going on in Palestine, what has been going on. And spiritualists literally fucking gaslighting people like me. And they have platforms of 100, 200, 300,000, 1.2 million, 8 million followers and saying nothing about the rapes and starvation, engineered famines of peoples all over this planet. There are people starving right here on this planet, right here in this country, right here in other countries. But the most egregious famines are, let's be honest, famine, Sudan, and Congo. And we know this, right? Okay, so when you have a guy like Nick Fuentes, I'm just going to say, when you have an alleged, I have to use the word alleged, okay, I'm going to say that, just to cover my ass on that one. But when you have a personality like Nick Fuentes, one of the most racist people I've ever seen, and a misogynist and a racist who is against what's going on to the Palestinian people, you know that if you stand with Israel unconditionally, that you are definitely on the wrong side of fucking history. And there's something wrong with you. Seriously, man. Seriously. But what's been going on with the spiritual community, the New Age community, with which I've been, about 2 years ago, I started putting arm's distance when I saw how they did not react to the insane amount of abuse to the Palestinian people after October 7th. I'm just going to be clear. But we're here to talk about something that's very interesting because there's been a lot of fallout on unfortunately, some of the people that are coming out of, and I'm going to say unfortunately because I'm trying to be fair, okay? How do I put this? So there was an accusation in Bosnia that 50 passports fell in a trash, that they were thrown in the trash can. And that was anti-Semitic. Well, guess what? There was a security camera, swear to God, I saw it with my own 2 eyes, that show, out of nowhere, those passports falling, swear to God, just literally falling out of the trash can. Now, if you're spiritualist like me, right? If you're psychic, telepathic, things of that nature, right? You've seen shit move. You've seen ghosts. You've seen apparitions. You felt energies shift. You know about death. You know about the way souls, express their presence in a room. You know all this shit. You've seen, you've put something down in this place and now it's in that place. You've lost something and suddenly it appeared in the weirdest fucking place, right? And so you know this. So when I saw the video, the security camera showing these passports literally falling in the trash, I was like, oh my God. And so what does that mean? Well, karma is a bitch and karma does her work. And karma is an agent to light beings, the Galactic Council. And I don't know if you ever put that together, but it is. Okay? And to see how people who have done, and this is not being anti-Semitic, this is us being anti-bullshit. You do not harm children, you do not go and attack children, you don't go and say, well, it doesn't matter how many people that are killed, it doesn't matter if it's children. Okay, and that's from officials out of that part of the world, that part in that country. And I really don't understand how you can see the millions of videos that have come out. In fact, as a matter of fact, what's happening is that a lot of people are saying, well, what about Sudan? What about Congo? Do you know what it took the Palestinian people to show their own genocide? It took millions of videos, millions of footage of videos, millions. And still, it took this long for people to capitulate and go, yeah, this is wrong. This is heavy. And the sad part is that we're seeing people sitting in their couch talking about Sudan. And my question is, where are the fucking journalists? Because 275 journalists have lost their lives reporting the genocide in Palestine. 275. This is more than, and again, I'm going to repeat it, but I want you to hear it if you haven't heard it. It's more than World War II, the Korean War, the Vietnam War, all put together. More than that in 2 years. And actively attacking journalists. Okay? No one's ever done that. No one has ever done that in any fucking war. Never. Not purposely. And this is outrageous. And no journalists are allowed into Gaza as they start taking ground control. Now, what is my point about the passports in the trash can? Because no one threw them in the trash can. No one did anything. They fell. And I've reposted on my Instagram, though I hate Instagram. I hate Meta. I hate Facebook. I do. I don't want to be. I can't wait till we have other programmers do their work and create some real fucking, platforms that are for real. But moving on, before I forget, DeepSea is an AI platform you can use as opposed to Grok or ChatGPT. DeepSea, you might want to check it out. Yes, it was created by a Russian. Hang on for a quick second. I'll be right back. I need to also turn you on to something else. And then I'm going to talk about the dream I had about New Earth. And I'm going to turn you on to an author that's that's been going viral since COVID lockdown, but probably before. Hang on, let me get his name. Because we're going to be talking about New Earth. Okay? And so New Earth, so the writer's name is Vladimir, so it's Vladimir Megre, Megre. The first book in the collection is called Anastasia. And the collection is called The Ringing Cedars. The Ringing Cedars. Okay? There are Telegram groups that have been on The Ringing Cedars talking about New Earth and how to build a community and how to do this, okay? And so it's spiritual nature. It's about connecting to nature. I hope the website is still good, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. It's ringing, like ringing a bell. Cedars, like the cedar tree. Cedars in plural.com. But on Telegram, you'll see all kinds of, all kinds of groups. Readers, they'll say Ringing Cedars Europe, Ringing Cedars Russia, Ringing Cedars California. There's movements. Now let me tell you about my meditation. I'm just going to go into that, okay? In my meditation, I wanted to bring in New Earth because, what else am I going to do in my meditation but try to bring a new garden of knowledge and power and generosity and abundance for all, right? That's part of what my meditations consist on, is visualizing for the future. Though I might not be here, it doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is that all of you, all of my grandchildren, all of my, of my own son, your sons, your daughters, your grandchildren will have this beautiful planet in 5D. So let me tell you what happens. So in the meditation, out of nowhere, I'm in Georgia. I'm in a jail. And in this jail are all of these, not all people in jail are criminals, especially as they're arresting homeless people and putting them in jail. Okay. And there are all these different dimensional frequency consciousness in jail. There aren't that many high frequency in jail, as you can imagine. And it's not because people are bad. It's some people are just so depressed, so in self-loathing, so in shame that they're not a frequency match to 5D. Just saying. And suddenly everyone goes to sleep. And the next thing I saw was a man lying in grass who had been in jail. He fell asleep in jail and the jail was no longer there. There was one other man who also woke up looking around going, where the fuck are we? They're laying on the grass. They get up, both of them, apparently 5D consciousness, and start walking. They walk for about a mile or two and come across people who greet them saying, brothers, you have made it. And it's like, what happened? And it explained that there was a shift. And it's like, what happened? And it explained that there was a shift. So buildings, all the structures that were egregoric forms of the 3D consciousness of injustice, incarceration, you know what I'm saying, are gone. And the people who were in jail that were in the 3D consciousness are also gone. They're no longer matched to 5D. So it's almost like it literally transmuted and disappeared. And what was left with 5D vibration? And then I saw people who own properties in France. And I particularly saw France. So I'm going to tell you, France, I saw Italy, and I saw, of course, America, various parts of America where people were seeing homes that had been abandoned. Well, they weren't abandoned, they were just left. And so homes that needed to be fixed, you could just claim it as your home. There was no claiming of land. There was no deed titles, transfer of titles, no tax property. All of that was gone. There were no barbaric, how do I put it? There was no anger, greed, stealing of, or pointing a gun at someone and saying, that's my property. No, that's my property. That kind of that wasn't happening. People were fluid. I'd say, oh man, good luck. Hey, good for you. You found it. And moving on. There was none of that take. I mentioned about the Native Americans in my last live yesterday, saying when they were when the American imperialistic system was coming in to buy land from the Native people, the chieftains were like, buy what? We don't own this land. We care for it. You can't own this. This is the Great Mother. You're not going to buy this. And they couldn't even understand the concept of selling. Okay? So we have to go back to that memory of the indigenous people, the Aboriginals. You couldn't have bought land from the Aboriginal. They would have said, what are you talking about? Buy what? Buy this? This is God. This belongs to none of us. We are the gardeners, caretakers of this. I can't sell you something I don't own. It's owned by the Great One. Okay? You see the psychology here? The consciousness of everyone has a right to shelter. No one would take a well and say, you can't have my water. No, it's my water. I found this water. None of that is there. It never was there until Abrahamic religions came into play. I'm just going to say it. I'm sorry if you're offended. You might want to sit with that in prayer or meditation. I'm not here to, kiss your ass, not today. And so what's happening in the dream was that people, because there are houses that are really fucked up in France. There's houses up in New York State, in Massachusetts, in the Great South, all over the world, right? There are villages that have been empty, literally abandoned. And instead of having to buy it, people would just be a match to each other's vibe and go, yeah, this is nice. Let's build it. Let's rebuild it and reform, and let's live here as a community. And there's a flow. And everyone is like in gratitude, and then everyone's nervous system is so fucking calm. It's like all the pressures are gone because it's not a 5D match to be in this rush to go after $100 million. I remember one of my clients who went to a Tony Robbins thing that it's a Tony Robbins thing where you have to pay like $85,000 a year to belong to that particular group of retreats. I'm just telling you. And he met a guy that was in the 600 million bracket. He was an American living in Norway with his wife who was Norwegian. And he wanted to get it to $1 billion. Do you understand the mentality here? A 600 million was not enough. He wanted $1 billion. Do you get what I'm saying? And on that same thing, Tony Robbins said, I hit $1 billion. Not I hit samadhi. Not I hit high consciousness. Not I've been spending hours in 5D where none of this exists. My home doesn't exist, but I know I'm in 5D and then I come back out of my meditation. See, that would have been to me the thing to share. Not I hit $1 billion. And that's not to put down the billionaires. It's to say the responsibility of that kind of money is to say, okay, $1 billion. All right, where is there people with no water? Where is there people that have absolutely no shelter? And there's a particular actor, I forgot his name, who's actually building such a place right here in America for homeless people. And who knows, the government might get involved and, kick him out or make it difficult to build with all these little fucking rules and this and that and the other. There was a community in England, outside in the country of England, that had built their own community, their own buildings, of course, we all want to live in a nice, clean, dry, safe. We're not stupid. We want a safe place. And so they had built all these structures and this and that. And it was actually beautiful. It looked like something out of Hobbit land, very magical, very beautiful with permaculture set up, permaculture gardens throughout. And you get the vibe, right? And apparently government stepped in, of course. And there was a fight. And I believe the first time they won. I don't know what happened to them because they kept being harassed. But they won. They won, saying that their structures were safe, everything was safe, this was their land, blah, 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 blah. So 5D is we don't ask permission to build an Earth ship. Look up Earth ship. I believe it takes, it's a class you can take with this architect. I forgot his name. I could look it up actually. And you can actually learn how to build. You can, literally a structure underneath the ground that from the sky looks like nothing. It looks like a little hill. And you can do a whole, the way it's built, look up Earthship if you can. The way it's built is that it keeps you warm in the winter and cool in the summer. And it's called Earth Grid Sustainable Green Buildings. And you're using bottles and tires and things like that. And you can go, they teach people, there's an Earthship Academy that teaches people how to do this. And they're beautiful. There's lots of windows. There's a lot of, like I said, you resource old windows, old doors, things of that nature. You put it together. And of course, solar powered, of course, wind powered, if that's applicable to you. And I think, I'm trying to look at how much is it? It's in person 4 weeks, it's $2,600, New Mexico. Online, it's $1,200 online, okay? So what I'm saying to you is that there's a way to learn how to build your own, and these homes are huge. Some of these homes are absolutely huge. And they actually have, oh my God, my mind is a sieve today. They actually have underground, you can actually build an underground, a little like stream of water that also works on your garden. And so you can actually grow your tomatoes, your kale, your this, your that. Here I said kale. And you become you sustain yourself. And these houses are all rounded, which Rudolf Steiner in his when he was like creating schools, the the Rudolf Steiner, the Steiner method of educating children, which I don't agree with his reading. You shouldn't start reading until you're 8. I totally don't agree with that, because some of us want to read. Some of us have learned how to read like at 5 or 3, and it's just, don't stop a child from learning ever. But anyway, but one of the things he talks about is, and all of his buildings for his schools are rounded. They're all rounded. And there's something beautiful about that feeling as you walk into a building that is in rounded with lots of light flowing in, this and that. So there's something very healing, very powerful, and it is more likely to help you also, because we're always learning, you to learn, you to read, you to concentrate, you to meditate, and this and that, But I'm excited today because I know that the Galactic Council is helping. I know that they're present doing their magical assistance, and we're not seeing it through our 3D lens. And that's why when I saw those passports fall, I knew they were present. And that's what gave me such a rush of joy, because it wasn't to, let me tell you why that was important for these people to lose their passports. And they accused people of throwing me in the trash cans, and they had to apply for passports again. Because people in Gaza, people in the West Bank are not allowed to leave their land. Do you understand? If they need a specific surgery that only they can get outside of their country, right? They have to ask permission. It's quite often denied. That's why Mother Agapia's interview with Tucker Carlson, I don't care what you think of Tucker Carlson, go sit down and watch that woman. She is not making money off this. She's not getting any benefit of this. She's saying with truth in her heart what she has witnessed, what she has gone through, what she has lived. As an Orthodox Greek Christian nun. And what's happening when those passports fell in that trash can, those Israeli people, I'm going to say it straight up. You got to learn what it was like to be a Palestinian for a minute. Oh, it took you 3 weeks to get your passport renewed? Well, there you go. Oh, you didn't have enough money for the budget to stay in that hotel longer? I don't know. Well, I guess you'll be on the bench. That's what's been happening to the Palestinians. There was a woman that got a Fulbright scholarship and was denied to leave that place, that had no opportunity to go and take advantage of that education. Okay? That's bullshit. They have been treated worse than none of you would have fucking accepted that. None of you. And so we're coming into the Hopi prophecy. You're all Palestinians if you believe. You're all Sudanese. You're all Congolese. You're all any race that it needs to be the caretaker of the human race. Human race. We are one. Not we, but one. And this is where we need to get to. You don't say my God if you're a Christian or Muslim or whatever you are. You say God. There's only one. There's only one entity that created all the other, if you believe in gods and goddesses and goddesses, gods and goddesses. There was one source of energy that came in with consciousness, and we became the fractals. There was a time when the Hindus believed that we were Devi and Devas, gods and goddesses, half human. It's been talked about for centuries, thousands of years. And this is the time when we actually self-realize all of our, incarnations of all the races that we have been and we will be again in this planet, in other planets. You know what I mean? And this is where we get aligned with the truth of the integrity of our soul. And when we are racist, when we are Islamophobic, when we are anti-Semitic, there's a difference between Zionism and Judaism, by the way. When we are anti-Hindu, we are fracturing our soul. We are fracturing our soul. No religion has the answer. Because every time religions were created by men, maybe I was one of them, I've even said so, who created a way to subjugate the masses through fear, shame, guilt, self-loathing. How else do you become the elite to subjugate a billion, a million people, whatever it was during those timelines? So this is it. We're crossing the threshold. The fact that it took 2 years of fucking videos to show what was happening, to prove what was happening, and to see the innate elegance of, and it is, the Palestinian people. While we saw the people who were not indigenous to the land running by boat or plane, running. We have to hold the line. And we have to just keep visualizing in our meditations the new earth. And you will have your own downloads. This was one little piece that I shared. And there are others, where I did a guided meditation on that, I think about 2-3 months ago. And it's just cooperation. It's cooperation. It's most of you, especially in America, you're fucking lonely. You go to work, you go shopping your groceries, and you go home. And you watch Netflix or whatever the hell you're watching. You're not sitting at a cafe with 5 or 6 people. You're not having a big Sunday dinner where you have an open house. You're not having all of this activity and fun and incredibly high vibrational discussions. If you're having a discussion, it's mundane. And you're thirsty for knowledge. You're thirsty for people you can talk to on the same wavelength as you. You want to talk 5D. They want to talk 3D pedestrian shit. I'm talking about Sunday dinner, a big ass table in the garden, and you guys are talking about consciousness, evolution, techniques of meditation, remote viewing on other planets. I mean, if I'm wrong, you're probably gone by now. If I'm wrong, you already left the building. But that's what we're looking for. That's what we're seeking in the new earth. Methods of alternative healing, psychic surgery, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So we're there. I want people like that so badly. Exactly. I know. And most of us are having these conversations on the phone or in Zoom groups. That's where we're having those conversations. But there's nothing like, somebody said it best, smelling the pheromone of someone else, of watching them laugh, of watching them eat, of eye contact, of soul connection. Because when you look at someone in their eyes and you're talking with passion and you're laughing your ass off and going back and forth, there's nothing like that face to face. And there's a mounting frustration and hunger for that. We are humans. We need our tribes. We are no different than wolf packs who have their tribes or the tribes of lions or what have you. Whatever you want to connect it to, horses. We need each other. And we bond with certain, and in a group of say 50, you will bond with maybe 1 or 2 people, and they will be your Doc Holidays. They're your people. But everyone else, you're like so grateful to be with them, to know them, to share in their wisdom, to share your own wisdom. And we're there. We're coming to that place. It might take a year, it might take 2. I don't know. I know that the past number that I kept getting was that we would be in full swing 5D in 2032. And the only thing that could stop it is the monkey mind. It's the only thing that's going to stop it is your mind saying it's not possible. We've always lived that. And at that point now, you've been so brainwashed, you don't even fucking know what's real. That's the thing. So this is why meditation is a way to hack out of your brain. Because your brain is a temporary reality for you. Your brain is a temporary reality. This body is a temporary reality. That's not to say don't take care of that temple. That's not to say don't love that temple. It's to say you're in Thailand and you live in a temple And it's time for you to move on to the next temple, aka reincarnation. The next temple, and that temple is in, Tuscany, or it's in Mauritania, whatever, or it's on another planet. You understand? And that's what we need to understand. But that brain that has been on a genetic, and they talk about this, they talk about how women who have been pregnant, women who have lived through wars and famine, because war creates famine. Well, war, not a siege. By the way, just in case you're confusing this, Palestine has been under siege since October 8th. How's that? And it should have stopped on that day. But anyway, moving back to women and the DNA. So their womb is fraught with trauma, fear, grief, hunger, physical hunger. And so when you go through that, okay, and you have, like, I'll give you an example. My grandmother, being born in Switzerland, dealing with World War I, and then World War II in Paris, in France, and having not enough food, and the trauma of going down to the metro because they thought they would be bombed, right? And that happening to her while she was carrying life. And then that going through, and her womb now is riddled with codes, okay? Not light codes, dense coding of fear, of trauma, of just unknown fears, right? And whatever else you can add. I'm not going to stack a list of adjectives for this one. But and then so these children are born through her, and they are all going to be born with some trauma they can't put their finger on, never can. They go into therapy for fucking decades. They can't figure out, what is this? Why am I afraid? Where the fuck did and even though they go all the way back to their very infancy, they can't seem to pinpoint. Well, it's because it came from the womb of their mother. And that's carried on to the next generation and the next generation. And by the way, what I'm saying in a very inarticulate way, to be honest, is science. They've mapped that out. So, that's what's going to happen with the Palestinian people. They're going to need a lot of care, healing, and many of us will be ready to heal them through Reiki, through touch energy, through remote healing. As a matter of fact, some of us are sending remote healing to those people to help them die. So that, because we know they're going to die. Do you understand? Let's not play games. But we're also trying to get the survivors and sending remote energy to them so that they can have the light codes they need to mentally, emotionally survive. Though they are a resilient people, I'll give them that. Massively resilient. You have to understand the ugliness of our current leadership. When a man, Anthony, I forgot his name, Lieutenant Anthony, who came out about Amir. I think we all know the Amir. A-M-I-R, Amir. The little boy who kissed his hand, who was picking up a bag, I think it was like lentil from the ground, picking up as much as he could, and took his time to kiss that man's hand in gratitude, and then went back out because it was time to shoot, Yeah. Thank you, IOF. You're so brave to shoot starving little boys who've traversed 12 kilometers. And you're putting up aid in the middle of battle zones. Well, that's a smart thing to do. Yeah, let's give them food. Let's give them fresh meat and fresh vegetables and fruit in the middle of a battle zone, and let's just shoot them up. And then we can say to the press, hey, we gave them food. We did. Forgetting to say, but before they could have access to it, we were shooting at them. So Amir became a symbol. And you know what these motherfuckers did? They said it's all a lie. He's an angry soldier. He's a contractor. We fired him, and he wanted to come back and work with us. Maybe he wanted to come back to work with you. Just an idea to fucking document more of your bullshit. Maybe he was a self-anointed journalist because he sure took a lot of fucking pictures. And when you fired him, you probably fired him because you realized that he was not a psychopath like your fucking team. Because you need psychopaths to witness that shit and go on with their daily lives. You realize, my friends, that they will be releasing these psychopaths back in general public. You get that, right? You know that's what happened in Vietnam. You know that, right? So they called him a liar with photos and actually a video of Amir. Oh, well, nothing happened to him. The kid's fine. Oh, okay. Where is he? Where is the kid? The families have asked for his body for proper burial. In Muslim culture, you bury your dead within 24 hours. You have to. You have 24 hours. It's time, my friend. 5D is here. They're helping us. They're here. They're helping us. Actually, Gaza had been under siege for 17 years. Exactly. And thank you for correcting me. I think, let me correct you. Actually, they've been under siege since the Nakba in 1948. Watch the documentary Tan Torah. I'm actually going to watch it today. I bought it. It's on Amazon Prime. Yeah, I know. And I bought it, and I'm going to watch it today. I've watched snippets of it, but I'm going to say the siege began in 1948. When people left their homes, or when the Palestinian people gave mercy to those fuckers on that ship, saying, please help us, because, the British, and they don't talk about that. See, PBS, I learned a lot from PBS. I remember PBS showing a documentary on how Israel was formed. The first scene is seeing all these Jewish people on boats, and they are not allowed to come onto British land. Did you know that? 1948, 46? They were not allowed to go off ship. They were left on those ships for damn near, I think, 2 weeks. And they were rerouted to Palestine. Did you know that? We know about the Balfour Declaration. We know all that. We already know that. But what I mean is, I'll never forget those ships. And they came again to the edges of Palestinian shore and asked for mercy. And so they disembarked. They were allowed. Yes, please, brothers, sisters. Yes, we've heard of what happened to you. And they disembarked. And at gunpoint, within a year, told these gentle people, these people who had done nothing to them, people who lived in harmony, Jewish people, Christian people, Muslim people, I'm sure atheist people, all Palestinians, all living together in harmony, with the occasional rift that all societies have. And the ultimate betrayal. And they claim they won the land. You didn't win the fucking land. You fucking hijacked it through nefarious means of, please have mercy on us. And they gave you mercy, and you gave them nothing but blood and tears. That's how you thank people? Let me just say, I'm not proud that I am part of the imperialistic system, being half French. I'm not proud of it. But at least they're trying to do some repairs. At least they're trying, and they're fumbling the ball here, but there's an attempt. I can tell you the French fucking are trying to do some repairs. Not all. A lot of them are racist now. And let me remind you, a lot of African Americans went to France. They all fled to France during Jim Crow. Because there was a time when France was very, very beautiful. And really, there wasn't a lot of racism in France like there is today. Thank you, America, for importing your bullshit. So, honestly, at this point, we're going through a massive awakening. We see it. Because now, finally, Madonna said to the Pope, again, I'm bringing her up, please go to Palestine. You're the only one that can open the doors of aid. Every word these Zionists are saying is a lie. They said that they would never take over Gaza. Now they are. They said that they would never do a grand, bring Israel into multiple Libya, this, that, and the other. They would never. Here they are. That's their plan. They've revealed their maps. And now finally the Egyptians are waking up. Are you fucking kidding? It took you 2 years, you idiots, to wake up. The people of Egypt are the ones that threw bottles into the ocean, and some of it arrived with lentil and rice and baby formula. Because baby formula has been confiscated. Doctors Without Borders have tried to not smuggle, bring in baby formula, and it was confiscated by IOF soldiers at the cross. One of my, I forgot his name, but I think he's a wrestler, bodybuilder, went to Israel, Tel Aviv, and they detained him for like, I don't know, was it 24 hours? Without food or water, without water. You can't even piss. You're going to piss in your pants. Okay. And then was sent back. Took them 24 hours to decide, oh yeah, you're not coming here. It didn't take them 24 hours. They knew within an hour. The other 23 hours was just to fuck with him. So there's some sadism going on. Meanwhile, we have a man who was busted for child pedo in a ring. It was a ring, and it was what I would call an effort with various agencies to trap pedos. And one of them is a cybersecurity officer who was sent back on a plane to his country, Israel, and he will not be coming back here to face trial. So now you have a pedo on the loose in your country. As parents, I would think you'd be concerned, but I guess not. One woman put a post that talked about how they are, you're seeing a lot of people protesting. They're not protesting for the end of the Geno. They're protesting for other things. You have to, if you don't know the Hannibal Directive, you have to know the Hannibal Directive. There were 3 soldiers that were kidnapped. They were hostages, and they were actually with white flags. You remember that? It was very early in the year of 2024, and came out. They had been released by the H group, and they were waving white flags, and their lives were taken from friendly fire. They were speaking their language. Do you get what I'm saying? Why would they do that? You should ask yourself why they would do that. White flags, speaking their language, and still. The Hannibal Directive is very dangerous. I saw it in action back in the 70s. So it's not a joke. And the people in Israel know that Hannibal Directive very well, and they're horrified, and they want their children, their husbands, their wives back, and can you blame them? But they still don't understand the enormity of what has been done in their name. What I like is a lot of rabbis do know, and they're speaking out and have been speaking out, and they're called self-hating Jewish people. Self-hating. No, you're not self-hating. They're the true. They follow the law of Judaism with reverence, and they are horrified at what's being done under their name. They're horrified. And they've been speaking out in England, all over Europe, all over America, and in Israel. And I'm sure and many of them have ended up in jail. Probably still rotting in jail. But we have to be aware that while all of this is happening, we as spiritualists, our duty is to speak about it. It's not just to, throw tarot cards and talk about kumbaya. And I'm calling you guys out again in the spiritual New Age community. You guys are full of shit. You're cowards. You're fucking cowards. You don't want to lose your fucking your bag, your money. You don't want to lose your money. And you need to fucking have integrity. And a person that doesn't care about others who are massively suffering, if you take them on as a coach, they're not going to care about you. They're not. They're going to care about you as long as you can pay them. And as a spiritualist, sometimes you have clients that are hurting, and you give them a fucking call. And you don't charge them, you talk to them. Because they're going through something really dangerous. You don't make it a habit because you still have bills to pay. Unfortunately, we live in a world where bills have to be paid. But there is a sense of balance here. It's called integrity. It's called doing what you can to help humanity. And to trust that the universe will take care of your needs. The universe is good. It will never betray you if you believe in it. But that's why real spiritualists, to be honest, are not rich. They're not. PBS has been fantastic for my generation and my current children. Mr. Rogers raised me. Me too. I love Mr. Rogers. Science has proved at least 7 generations DNA. Wow. When I was talking about pregnancy and trauma, thank you, Rachel, for that. I appreciate that. Sorry, it's a tangent, but wanted to clarify. No. Hang on, let me go here. Let me read what you're saying. Since Hamas won the elections. Well, I mean, I'm going to just say that to me, Hamas, when we look at the age group, because we have to say age, but I wanted to say it out loud at least once or twice. The leader that was, one of the leaders that was killed, do you remember? He had a drone, he threw a stick at the drone. Do you remember? He bled out. And he had barely anything in his pocket. They had accused him of living in Switzerland or wherever the fuck, having the high life with, 3 or 4 bitches. Pretty much every accusation is a confession. And do you know he was born in a tent? He was born in a refugee camp. You don't think his grandmother or mother told him how they used to live? You don't think he grew up hearing stories of people, and fuck stories, seeing fucking 12-year-old boys being dragged away and never seen again? He grew up with that. What do you think what do you think's gonna happen when you do that to people? What would you do? What would you do to if that was happening to your collective community? What would you do? Would you just sit there like you've been lobotomized and do nothing and drool down and just grin with a happy, insane grin? Oh yeah, all's good. I'm good with this. This makes absolute sense. Take the 5-year-old. Yeah, he's been, spitting at you. That's what's been going on. And so what do you think you're going to grow? You're going to grow either a sheep or a lion. It really depends. But you aren't going to create trauma, or you're going to create indignant, righteous rage. Angel Michael it's funny how we put so much understanding to Robin Hood. We love Robin Hood. The archetype of stealing from the rich and giving to the poor. Robin Hood. We love Robin Hood. But we don't know what it takes to be a Robin Hood. And really, at the end of the day, engineering famine, and this is why the Irish are so fucking on point with this, is, they went through an engineered famine. Queen Victoria, they've done so many movies about that ugly little blue-eyed, pale-eyed troll. She's a troll. She's a troll. If I could tell you what she did to women in the way she forced her fucking mourning, just the mourning alone, just having the whole country had to wear black. Or dark indigo blue and jet and mourning jewelry. That was a big thing. Mourning jewelry, like mourning the death of, mourning jewelry and jet jewelry, black jewelry. Everyone was in mourning for this bitch who lost her man. But what's important is that when she could have held the Irish, when there was a caliph, I'm going to call him a caliph because I don't know what his title was. I forgot. I can look it up. Hang on, if you want. But when he was going and he was bringing ships with food because the Muslims had more fucking integrity and love of love of people, of human beings, of saying, yes, this is our duty to feed those who can't feed themselves. I mean, clearly he didn't know that there was tons of food in Ireland. It was just being shipped to England. He didn't know that. Why would he? There would have been none of that information. But he was going to donate 10,000 pounds. Okay, and I think it was a ship or 2 ships of food and medicines and all kinds of things. And she reached out to him saying, please do not give them 10,000 pounds. Lower it to 1,000 pounds because that's what I'm giving. And I don't want to be outdone by you. That is a story. That this is you can look it up yourself. And so what do? They do 3 different movies. You know, Queen Victoria this, Miss Victoria with this one, a young Victoria. Who gives a fuck about this bitch? She's a piece of shit. Do you understand that we have been taught to celebrate assholes? And all the good ones, all the ones with integrity, we've never seen a movie about or read a book about. But we have 60 different versions from France and ours of probably Napoleon. Why? Why am I fucking reading about Napoleon? And I'm French saying this. I don't give a fuck about Napoleon. You know what movie I want to see? Any movie that talks about the anti-hero that actually is the hero. I don't want to hear about Robin Hood, a myth, a story made up. I want to hear a real story. So all the people that we like they actually have they have a movie about Catherine the Great. Do you know how she died? Let's just say it was involved with a horse. Let's just say that. And I'm in shock that they would make a movie about this woman. What did she have to say? That I'm going to learn. Do you understand what I'm saying? Where I'm coming from? I don't want to see movies about these people. I want to see movies about people who really gave a fuck about a whole population. I want to see people, stories told that did some wild shit and got to learn things and maybe walked away. Like, I'll give you an example. One of the reasons my father, and I don't know, I'm going to just say, one of the reasons why my father left Ghana is because one of the presidents that he was really supporting was killed. And that's when he realized Africa was not ready to be unified. Do you know how many times these different countries in Africa have wanted to be united? Do you know how many fucking times? And it's been prevented by imperialistic fucking mindsets. You know how many times they've tried to show us Africa looking like they're always in the dust, they're always dirty, they're always hungry, and they're eating from a bowl of muck? Instead of showing the nobility of African people and the fucking architecture they've built. Like, racism racism has always destroyed the 99%. And it always will. Always will. And for a while, they tried to destroy the Irish. For a long, long, long while. Destroying the Irish. You know, dehumanizing the Irish. And then setting them against each other. Protestant against Catholic. What a fucking waste of lives and time. What a waste. This is what I mean. This is where I'm coming from. So ancient wisdom, connecting with your guides, connecting with the Galactic Council, connecting with the elders of your original, as a starseed, your birth, right? Realizing that you're a fractal of God, that we're fractals of Yeshua and Mary Magdalene, right here represented walking with the lion. You can barely see it, but you'll see it. I'll upload the image so you can actually visualize. We are those, people, and we come in all colors. And we were raised, many of us, in various religions, and you need to fucking decolonize your brain. And what that means is, and the only way you can do that is to meditate. And your body will cry. You will cry. Sometimes you'll cry for in your mind, it'll be no fucking reason. But what you're purging is generational trauma, past incarnation trauma, shit you went through. Maybe, I remember, and I'm going to share with you, my mom wanted me to buy her Gregorian chants. She loved that. I've been told that it's a high vibration. Well, so in those days, in the early 90s, you could still, sample music in the record store. There were still record stores. And so I was sampling Gregorian chants, and I started getting dizzy. I thought I was going to pass out, and I wanted to vomit. So I took it off. Then I did it again. I did it 3 times until I fucking went outside. I had to breathe. I was actually hyperventilating. And then being, psychic, whatever, I started getting downloads that I was being tortured while the monks were chanting, singing. So that shit happens. You're going to cry. You're going to actually go through things that is a massive purge, and it's going to be, you might have to be in bed for a day. You might actually cry for 2 days straight and go, what the fuck is wrong? Nothing's wrong with you. Nothing. You're releasing all the some scars of those incarnations. Some scars in Sanskrit means impressions. You see what I mean? So you're fine. You're fine. You're going to be fine. But you need people like us to talk to you. You need a group of people. You know what I mean? Let me see. One creator said that they gathered this kind of dirt on our candidates and lawmakers as cyber control through blackmail. Absolutely. You see. One creator said that they gathered this kind of dirt on our candidates and lawmakers as cyber control through blackmail. Absolutely. But this is where we're at, my friends. We are going through, again, to give credit to Shay, I mean, we're walking through a tunnel, right? Hang on, I think this might actually prevent me from talking to do that. And so we're walking through a tunnel, a passageway, right? And I'm actually visualizing all these beautiful trees, these ancient trees, waterfalls on the side. There's a lot of water. So we're hearing the frequency of water, which is very healing. And as we turn our head to the, and I'm seeing it to the left. We're seeing all the fucking pain and suffering, injustice, and wars and all of that, and we're walking, we're like walking together, we're talking, and we're in silence. And we're in silence because what we're seeing is shocking our nervous system. And though we've always seen this, if you read the Iliad, Homer's the Iliad, and when they're about to sack Troy, and you see what he describes, this was 101 war. And by the way, it was a siege, similar, because they didn't have enough people to fight off the Trojan armies, okay? If you remember, 1,000 ships, the face that launched 1,000 ships, right, okay? And it was a siege that lasted years, right? Okay, but when you hear about when they walk in, what they're doing to babies, yeah, that was the shit. This is what they did. And so that's why you have some of these people who have returned, and you'll see in comment sections about Gaza, well, that's the price of war. Well, that's how war is fought. And you'll have these absolute idiots pushing that narrative, that old, tired, dusty, psychotic, sadistic template. And it's not the 21st century. We have left the Piscean age into the Aquarian age. We have left the Kali Yuga age, and we're walking to Satya Yuga, the Golden Age. And you will hear people go against me saying, or people like me saying, oh no, Kali Yuga is another 45,000 years. Of what? Human history written by men? Fuck off. Timelines are timelines that compress and expand. And time is a human construct agreed on by the collective mindset of 3D or 5D mindsets. You decide which group you belong to. It's your decision. You have free will. So if you want to live the Matrix, the Mad Max world, where people are fighting for gasoline and food and water, enjoy. Have fun in those computer games that are now your real fucking life. It's up to you. And so as we're walking through this passage and this invisible barrier that's literally, separates us from this maniacal reality. People are, they just sacrificed a red heifer on July 7th. You can look it up. It's all over. CNN even covered it, which, so that means media has covered it. And you know what the response are to that? Oh, the rapture's coming. I'm so excited. The rapture. Yeshua's coming. Really? You think Yeshua would walk upon the bones and blood and flesh of babies? Are you stupid? By the way, the rapture is apparently Darby Schofield created the rapture in 1830. If you get a Bible from the 1700s, it's nowhere to be seen. You see what I mean by brainwashing? It's crazy. Read the childhood book, A Wrinkle in Time, and you'll see in that book homogenous cultures and how people are controlled. Read Brave New World by Ada Huxley. Watch the movie Gattaca with Uma Thurman about these types of worlds that want to create massive, massive, massive control. Gattaca. We're being born through a woman's womb from the love of your father, right? The cells just generating their own karmic need for you. You're going to have blue eyes and brown skin and curly hair or whatever the fuck you're going to have. And you're going to be this, that, and the other. How that's looked upon as you are subhuman, and that what is really good is to use genetic manipulation to create a woman with these attributes, and you're considered, above class. Watch Gattaca. It's a fucking mind blower. Gattaca. And how oppressive it is. So it's interesting. So as we're watching this horror film, right? We come off and this opening happens and our feet are touching sand and we see the ocean and the sun is rising. It's a new dawn. And we are the Hopi Prophecy Rainbow Tribe. And that's where we're heading. So your meditation is a must. You're working on the chakras is a must. You allowing your body to express itself or your soul to weep is a must. You do not shame yourself, man, woman, or child. You do not shame yourself. If your little 3-year-old is having a meltdown, hold them in your arms and rock them and go and work on their chakras. Work on yours, work on them, and then teach them at 3. Yeah. If you're pregnant, work on your chakras, then work on your baby in your belly's chakras. We are not the same. We have never been like this. The last time we were like this on this planet was when the golden age of Atlantis and the golden age of Lemuria, because we did fuck up in Lemuria. There were fucking people that sold us out to the Atlanteans, and the Atlanteans were doing fine for a time. We were living in harmony with the Lemurians, and then we weren't. Sounds familiar? But now we're spiritually streetwise. We're not going to fall for the okie doke never again. Humility, but confidence are not opposites. Humility and confidence is power. You see what I'm saying? Arrogance, I'm the chosen one. I have the mitochondria of Mary Magdalena. I am Mary Magdalena returned. I am Yeshua returned. I have the bloodline of Yeshua. I am connected to Charlemagne. I have bloodlines from Pocahontas. Do you understand this is bullshit? Who gives a fuck? Seriously, who gives a fuck? Your soul determines the template of this body. And your grief as a human being determines what happens to your body. Why do you think people have a heart attack from a broken heart? What do you think? You think it's just, it's the soul saying, I can't do this anymore. It's the soul being in such, and it's the ego involved with that. And the soul is trapped in a body that will not capitulate to new ways of self-healing. And I'm not blaming people for that. But we know, and this is actual science. Doctors recognize the broken heart syndrome. It's a real thing. So we have to understand the mitochondria of Mary Magdalene is not going to help you if your heart's so broken you can't do this anymore. And you just, or you develop the big C, or whatever the fuck happens to you. Okay? And it's not your fault. Don't get me wrong. It's not your fault. We have been conditioned to believe that our bloodline, what are you, O positive, A negative? No. Do you understand? This is a no. It's a 3D bloodline. It is not infinite. It is limited. Your bloodline does not say who you truly are. The essence of you. What is the essence of you? Your soul is the essence of you. Your soul does not have a fucking 3D bloodline. It enters this body temporarily and does what it can with this body. And you'll see people doing shit with their bodies that you can't fucking believe. Like gymnasts. People jumping off rooftops and tumbling and doing all kinds of shit with them that you fucking can't do. People riding horses bareback with their arms out in the air. You can't do that. Or maybe you can. The body, right, is a servant to the soul. And the barrier is the monkey mind. It's a wall that limits your ability to be infinitely powerful in this body. For all I know, and there are people doing it, they are levitating in meditation. They are literally lifting themselves off the fucking floor. There are people that can bring fucking fire into their hands. There are people that can touch you and heal you, and there's no more big C. Gone. Boom. There are not a lot of these people, obviously. But all of us have that capability. Every single one of us could do this. But what's the barrier? What's the wall between that infinite power, right? And that's why you meditate every day. To breach that wall, brick by brick, taking that wall down, brick by brick. You see what I'm saying? And that's why religions were imposed, to make sure that wall never leaves. Prove me wrong. I'm not here to debate. Are you suffering? But are you suffering without knowing how to get out? See, I'm still suffering, right? But I know where the fucking portals are to leave this suffering behind. And fear has been used as a weapon against us for fucking thousands of years. And that's been how we've been chained with invisible chains around our necks and feet and arms. So there's a lot going on, right? And we move out of this portal and we move into, I keep seeing the ocean. I don't know why. I keep seeing the ocean. I keep seeing sands and trees growing. These incredible gnarled old trees. And it's a cleansing where we're all swimming in the ocean. We're all laughing. And I just saw, and dolphins are coming and circling us in celebration. And our barriers are so fucking freed that they can finally telepathically communicate to us what's about to happen next, the dolphins. And that's why we've been outlawed to commune with dolphins. The Russians were the first one to work with water babies in huge tanks of water. The only thing I found on the internet was them going into the Black Sea and giving birth. But no, in the 70s, they had women swimming with dolphins in huge vats of water. And they were calling them dolphin babies. And these babies were being born with huge IQs, like 20% higher than the average human being, probably higher. And I'll never forget that. And it was in a book that I long lost in the late 70s, early 80s. It would have been probably 79, 80. Nowhere to be seen on the internet. Nowhere to be seen. I looked and looked and looked. And all they talk about is people going out to the ocean to give birth. No, these women were swimming every fucking day with the dolphins. And the sonic vibration was actually helping. Yeah, we're not allowed. Don't you know? Look it up. We're not allowed to hang out with dolphins. We're not allowed to approach dolphins, hang out with dolphins, but only people in SeaWorld or whatever can, train dolphins, trap them in tanks, orcas, this and that. We're not allowed to connect with dolphins. I think it's an international law. It could be in America. I don't know. But I know that they used to use dolphins in special forces. They would have they would put certain things on the dolphins' heads, like, I'm not sure what it was, mechanism that I remember seeing. Let me see if I can find it. Hang on. Let me see. Okay, let me see how the military were using dolphins. Hang on, I'll tell you in a minute. Let me see. Okay, let me look how the military used dolphins in World War II, and it says it has. If you look it up on Google, you'll see dolphins have been trained by military forces, particularly the U.S. and Russia, for various roles, including mine detection, guarding naval vessels, and assisting in recovering missions. There you go. It's actually page 1, right there. Boom. So how you look for it is how the military used dolphins. There you go. Okay. And I'm looking for when it was banned, but couldn't find a date. It doesn't matter what the date is. To me, it doesn't matter. None of that matters. When, how, I don't give a shit. What I care about is we're not allowed. I care about the now. And the now is a no. One of the things, downloads I'm getting is it's important for us to actually start telepathically communing with dolphins. So in your meditation, start visualize dolphins, and you will be actually paired with a dolphin that will be your guide. I'm not joking. I just got the download. So just because we can't physically meet them, we can remotely meet them. I promise to never support aquarium. Me too. Fuck those places. There's a couple orcas trapped in tanks. One died about 3 months ago. She was never released. Why wouldn't you release her? Are you fucking... The level of stupid apathy is unhinged. And the fact that the spiritual community won't say a fucking thing, knowing how incredibly brilliant these mammals are of the sea. And they know shit they can teach us. Blackfish on Netflix changed my life. I get it. I'm just aware of looking at new band as understanding the big picture. No, I understand. But what I'm saying to you is, well, you know, we all have our parts, James. And maybe your part is to find out when it started and why it started. My part is just to say, this is happening. I don't give a shit when, but let's go. Let's demolish this limitation. So what I would say to you is, well, all of you, please start meditating, connecting with your dolphin companion. You have one. Amen. Right? Yeah. So that's what I would say to you. But James, please doing what you're doing. We all have our parts. Okay. Hang on for a quick second. I don't know why your comment is being filtered. There's no reason for that. James, hang on. Shit. Okay, let me read. Oh man, are you glitching now? Glitching? I don't know what that means in that context. Sorry, you'll have to explain yourself because I have no idea. Are you glitching now? I don't know what that means. Good, I was able to release your comment so people can read it. Yeah, so that's what's going on. Yeah, you have a companion dolphin. Many of you listening to me on the recorded or not is going to be. So in World War II, let's look at what happened in World War II. During World War II, dolphins were not directly used in military conflicts. However, they were trained for various military purposes, such as detecting and marking underwater mines, locating sunken ships, assisting divers in search and rescue missions. The U.S. Navy Marine Mammal Program, which began in the 1960s, aimed to study the intelligence and echolocation abilities of dolphins to apply the knowledge to naval structures and design more effective methods for detecting objects in water. While dolphins were trained for these tasks, they were never deployed in combat. That's a lie because I know they have, and they've lost the lives of dolphins. I know for a fact, so I'm not going to go for that. I have whales. It was echoing and repeating while you were it was echoing and repeating while you were reading. Yes, they're doing that to many of us who are content creators of this ilk. Shay, Nicolas Cage's stunt double, has been saying that as well. Moving forward, I will not have these beautiful little drawings that I do on AI. Moving forward, you'll probably see my drum or the outside of my garden or whatever. I don't give a shit. But moving forward, I'll be moving my YouTubes. And that's why I want you to follow me on YouTube. I'll be moving my lives on YouTube. Okay? So unfortunately, we won't have all this nice image, but at least we'll be talking. And let me look at how, Russians studying pregnant women and dolphins. Pregnant women and dolphins. And I bet you, if I find it, I will eat my hat. I'll be so happy. Okay, listen to this. Okay, it came up. Okay. The aquaculture method, authored by the psychic healer and charismatic teacher Igor Sharkovsky, 1936 to 2021, included intensive training of pregnant women giving birth in water, infant swimming and diving from the first day of life, as well as metaphysical connection with dolphins. Dolphin midwives and underwater birth, wake up the world, wake up the world. So you can look up wake up the world dolphin. Hang on, but no, I didn't find, so it's not, I'm going to say I did not find what I'm looking for. The mystery of childbirth, the fascinating connection through ultrasound. How do dolphins react to pregnant women? I don't want to hear that. No, that book, I might find that book because at the time, I may find that book in Europe. I might be able to find that book in Europe. Underwater dolphin midwives. No, it's not. It's all bullshit. See, this is what I'm saying. Our internet, I might look at DuckDuckGo and look it up later, but because I don't have this downloaded on my laptop. But hang on for a quick second. Just hang on for the. Okay, I'm gonna look up to see if I can find a book on this. Okay, hang on. Again, the name of the psychic teacher is Igor, right? Sharkovsky. It's CharKovsky. Okay, and I would think maybe that's the book I read, 1936 to 2021. So he died during COVID. Hang on for a quick second. Let me see if I can find any books related to this guy. Books. Let me see. So hang on. So here's what I found. It just came up. So let me just tell you. These people were followers of the aquaculture project authored by the visionary and charismatic teacher, I just said it, and aimed at the creation of a new human being called a sensitive or baby dolphin. They were called, who was believed to possess paranormal abilities such as clairvoyance, telepathy, spiritual healing, and the ability to live in the ocean. I don't know what they're talking about, but if you've ever watched The Big Blue, hang on, let me look it up. The Big Blue movie. The Big Blue is about is about divers. Divers that go in and they hold their breath and they go underwater for, I don't know how many minutes, but it's longer than 2. Let's just put it that way. The Big Blue came out in 1988, and it was that movie changed my life. And the director, Luc Besson, also did the movie Fifth Element and Valkyrian and the Thousand Planets, something like that. And other movies, The Professional, La Femme Nikita, I believe. The Big Blue. Hang on for a quick second. Deep Sea Divers. Hang on. Let me look at deep sea divers. And so the concept of baby dolphin would be really more akin to going underwater. There's a guy I'm following on TikTok who deep dives with these huge fins, on his feet. I forgot how to, again, my mind. But he will stay underwater for, hang on, let me look, because I don't want to say something. How long can deep sea divers hold their breath? Let me see. What's the record? What? Okay, they're called free divers, and there's a Croatian free diver named Vitomar Marceau set a record of 29 minutes underwater holding his breath. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. So The Big Blue, the movie, which you won't find because it's so powerful. Any movie that's powerful, another movie that you can't find to save your life is The Mists of Avalon. Nowhere to be seen. Nowhere to be seen. Dolphins and Their Power to Heal by Amanda Cochran and Karen. Okay, great. Thank you. Karen. Okay, great. Thank you. Screenshot that Rachel just shared a book. I have a client who wants to go to the Caribbean and give birth with dolphins. I told her to go. Absolutely. Was Timothy Willie the other you mentioned? No, I didn't mention anybody else. Is this the Russian one? Yes. No, that's not the Russian one. I'm going to look for the aquaculture one right now. I'm going to see if aquaculture. Bear with me, okay? I'm doing this now. I'm going to look it up. And if there's a book, I think we're all going to be fucking barreling to find it. So I'm going to put, hang on, aquaculture. Hang on. I'm just going to, okay. Let me see if I can find the book. I'm going to look for that book. And there is a PDF available. Book review. Okay, so there is a book. The Birth of a New Human Being, the Utopia Project. Okay, hang on. Yeah, here we go. Okay, how the fuck do I send this to you? Hang on for a quick second. Let me give you the actual coordinates to this. Okay, so it would be eBrewery, okay? E, right, the letter E, like a library, but brewery.net. What you're looking for is the birth of a new human being, the Utopia Project of. And you have to use the name Igor Shakovsky. And does he have a book? There's a book review. I'm trying to find the book. Fuck. Oh, Miraculous Water Babies. Excuse me. Hang on. No, that's the old thing that I saw. No, it has nothing to do with that. Nope. Sorry, I'm just, so where's the fucking book, man? I mean, I don't understand. I'm just going to look for book and not book review. Okay, free download. Okay, fuck this. I'm gonna look on eBay, honestly. Hang on. I'm going to go on eBay and look for this book. Because if anywhere, that's where it is. And if I find it, I'll let you know. So, eBay. All right, so let's see. Thank you, Alchemist. Appreciate that. Sorry, I wish I was... again, I don't know what I'm going to talk about until I do it. Yep, there it is. No, hang on. A primary ecological aquaculture. Oh, fuck. You know what? I'm going to tell you something, okay? There was a documentary called... fasting. In Russia, you can fast. You can go actually, and it's a water fast, and they take your blood every day. And you can lift weights a little bit, and you can go for a 40-day water fast, a 20-day water fast. It's paid by the state. And all you have to do is write a letter saying, I'm overweight, I have problems with my heart, whatever the fuck it is. And they will send you to a fasting farm. And it's a farm. It's very beautiful. You can take walks and you're away from the world, swear to God. And that fasting video was a documentary on Amazon Prime. I can't find it to save my life. So what I think is happening with the current situation, right, is that they're hiding a lot of shit. And I'm fucking annoyed. I'm annoyed. Let me look it up. Let me see if I can find anything with his name, just fucking his name right now, just so you know what I'm doing. I take out aquaculture. I put Igor Tchaikovsky book. I'm gonna see if I can find it there. No results. Okay, now Igor, right? Tchaikovsky. Hang on for a quick second. Hardcover. Okay, let's look. No results. This doesn't make. Hang on. Let me go on Google again. Hang on, okay. I'm going to go to Google France, is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to Google France, and I wish I was more... I'm going to start learning all the other search engines in other countries, because I'm not going to be using Google for much longer if this is... Hang on. Okay, I just found it. Bear with me, okay, and I'll tell you what it is. Hang on, okay? Okay, here we go. Here we go. It was, okay, it's called Water Babies, and they're going by Igor, and the name is, it's not spelled correctly. Oh, okay, all right, I'm going to type it up. Bear with me, okay? Bear with me. Just bear with me while I type this up. What you're looking for is, hang on, what you're looking for, hang on, okay, I'm doing this. So it's water babies, hang on. I'm going to go on the comments. Water babies, which is wild. That was a book by a writer in the 1800s. And it's by Eric. Sidon Bloth. Okay, Sidon, bear with me, because it wants to autocorrect, and this is annoying. Blood. Sidon Blood. Okay, blood. Okay, and the name of Igor Chavinsky. Do you see that? Okay, so I would assume, right, that that's why I couldn't find it, because and it's not. Hang on for a quick second. I wish I could do this now. Fuck. But yeah. This is wild. We are going through. So that's what you're looking for. Okay. So screenshot that. Do what you got to do. Right. And any questions or comments? Any questions? Any comments of what you've actually discovered yourself in your own journey? Any questions or comments in your own journey? What has brought you to a new understanding of this evolution that we're going through? I'd love to share. Anyone wants to share, let me know. So that's the book you're looking for. I'm going to see if it's on eBay. But, I mean, if anyone has found it on eBay, let me know right now. Does anybody know? So that's the Russian one, okay? So Igor Shadjovsky. Hang on. I'm going to also give you that name, but I'm gonna spell it out. I just saw your comment there. Sorry. Hang on, okay? So, fuck. So you're going to look for that book on eBay. You're going to look on eBay France, eBay England, right? You're going to look at it. You're not going to look just through, because did you notice I had to go through google.fr to find this information? Your grandfather enjoyed giving me his wife at night on my cotton plantation. And you're a fucking little asshole, so you can go... you can actually go and F off. There you go, my little white supremacist. Let's make sure that you become famous. And so I just took a screenshot. And there you go. So there you go. And there you go. I love my life when I trigger these little assholes. I love it. I love it. And his name, just so you know, is me, M-E-E-E, man, M-A-N. Feel free to make him famous. Okay? Please feel free to make him famous. Go and report his little account. Sorry, my Bob, I don't know you, so I'm not going to invite you. I might have found the book on Amazon. Good. Okay, so go ahead and, let me see, I'm trying to find it here. Anything else? ISBN. Okay, cool. Hang on. It's fucking crazy, Jennifer. They're not letting me remove comments. It's like, okay, here we go. So do a screenshot. This is the ISBN. Jennifer just shared it. That's what you're looking for. That's the book you want to get. It was written not by Igor Chadinsky, sorry. It was written by another guy who I typed up the name. That's why we couldn't find it. And his name on Amazon was completely not Igor. It was Tigor or something like, it was misspelled, which is bullshit. So that's what you're looking for. You're looking for that book. On the cover, though every cover is going to be different, on the cover you'll see a little baby swimming in the water. Okay, swimming underwater, okay? And that could have been the book. It was written in 1983 which is probably what I must have read it then. And I thought it was 1981. Though maybe he had his own book. Honestly, maybe because I do remember I was still in high school. So, you know what I mean? Okay. Yes, held my man's. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. Okay, so, but I love these little racist fucks. Anyway, it makes me laugh. Okay, so on to the next. So what we're realizing in this new, I just glanced and didn't know that dolphins have been used with autism trauma, both physical and emotional. Baby underwater held by man. Yes, gotcha. Okay, gotcha. Yes, you're correct. That's exactly it. Yeah. Let me go upstairs. I'm going to do, because we're having such a great, we're all excavating this knowledge. Let me go upstairs and go. You might see my feet, oh well. And I want to get an oracle card for us right now in our consciousness as we are together right now, if that's okay with you. It feels very strong that I need to pull a message. Let me see here. Not to mention, oh shit, where is this? Okay, here it is. Bear with me. I gotta figure this out. And because I was losing power on my phone. Hang on. Let me see. Okay. I see here. All right. So I'm taking it from the Earth Warriors Oracle card. Okay. Okay. All right. So let's go. And so you know how this goes. You're going to get to pick this time because I want that happening. I want you guys to pick. All right. So choose top, bottom, or middle. Top, bottom, or middle. Yeah, everyone is definitely going through it. You're not alone. Trust me. So top, bottom, or middle. Okay. Top, bottom, or middle. Okay, I saw majority win. Top, bottom, or middle. Majority wins. Top. You got it. Wow. Okay. I've never gotten this card. This is 26. 26 is partnership with your guides, with yourself, with your soul, with others, but first with yourself and your guides, the unseen. Okay. Yes, I recorded my lives. It'll be up on YouTube. It's recording already, but it'll be on you. So follow me on YouTube. You probably have a lot to catch up on. I have over 750 lives uploaded. Okay. And they're all themed out. I'm putting on playlists so you can check out what you want to see. Ascension, 5D, Okay. So 26 is karma. Okay. It's a karmic, it's a karmic loop. Okay. It is that. So it's called Amaro. Amaroo, a beautiful place. That's why I laugh, because I've never gotten this card. Yeah, and I just suggested partnership with dolphins. Okay, let's read this. Bear with me. 26. Okay, I'm going to read it to you. And I think we're going to do more than one. That's what I'm being told that you need. There's a couple other. All right, let me read it to you. So again, it's page 133, which is 7. The journey, 6 plus 1, 7, right? That's connected to Neptune. It's emotional. We're out of the Piscean era. We're going into Aquarius age. We're going into the humanitarian age, right? AKA John Lennon was in Aquarius, to give you something to hang your hat on that concept. Imagine the song. I'm being told to say, imagine the song. So we are on the journey, okay? A beautiful place. Your dreams of a more beautiful world are not a product of childhood fantasy. Oh my God, I've never seen this card. I swear to God. Okay, let me go back. Your dreams of a more beautiful world are not a product of childhood fantasy nor idle imagination. They are true spiritual visions inspired by the universal heart of the divine that yearns for beauty to be manifested in all worlds. You have a life purpose to assist in the creation of divine harmony in the world. And through sacred actions and the expression of your soul's talents, believe that the beautiful world you long for is not only possible, but part of your spiritual responsibility to create. Woo! I'm serious. In a reading. So let me continue. There's more. In a reading, don't be scared to face a problem head on. You don't need to be willful about a solution, but in meeting the issue, you shall simplify the complexity and recognize the practical steps that will create healing change. Keep your mind and heart open as you ask for unconditional loving guidance on how to evoke divine healing in any situation. An outcome is available for you that is far more beautiful and divinely inspired than what you can currently envision. Did you hear that? Ask for divine help and trust unconditionally in the assistance that will lead you from the delimitations of your current thinking, into the perfection of what the divine wishes for you and our world. There's more. Spiritual guidance. I know I make myself happy. I'm making myself happy by making all of us happy. Do you understand? I was told to go upstairs that there was a card for you. I mean, come on, man. Oh my God. And you guys picked it. Okay, let's continue. Spiritual guidance. It has been said that peace is not merely the absence of war. Earth warriors understand that we need to fight for peace in this world, using our strength, courage, creativity, intelligence, and constant will to align with the peaceful presence within. Saboteurs will want you to believe that peace is passive, that it involves denial or detachment from the world, that it isn't relevant, practical, helpful, doesn't create change, and that to rest in peace is some sort of unhealthy spiritual indulgence. They will try to convince you of these lies to keep you trapped in violence and prevent you from accessing this powerful weapon against hate, a peaceful and compassionate heart. So what this means in my book, because if she's saying, like, don't talk about Gaza, don't talk about the Sudan or Congo or whatever, or even our own people in tents right now living in this country, being arrested right now for being homeless or living in the car. I just saw a woman's fucking car being taken from her, and the car was working. She needed to pack up some shit, but they took her car. Okay? If she's saying say nothing, I disagree with her. If she's saying, which is what I'm saying, go within your heart and expand into your meditation to include in your daily meditations the new earth, working with water. I talked about Veda Austin talking about water. Not just, she took Dr. Emoto's water studies to another level. Okay? So that's, I hope, what she's talking about. A human being with peace in their heart sees more clearly. They are more willing and able and effective in acting on their spiritual guidance to bring genuine and potent healing into the world. Such humans are harder to manipulate, distract, and disempower. There's an urgency here, you know. Amaro is an indigenous Australian word meaning beautiful place. Before the imperialistic dominion of the colonialist influence came into the Aboriginal world, how do you think they lived? How do you think they thrived? And how do you think they learned sound frequency? And how is it that they knew how to map the skies? And they talk about star seeds landing on their land and teaching them things and talking to them. In Australia, Aboriginal culture, spirit, time, and place are interwoven and expressed as song. Sacred songs carry the feeling, the unique vibration of terrain, quality, and spirit that belong to each place. These songs are part of a great ecosystem of sacred resonance, extending beyond the spoken, and the physical songs are an expression of multi-dimensional, integrated being. Hence, our beautiful water mammals, our beautiful brothers and sisters, dolphins, orcas, whales, and so on. The practice of connecting through song can be instructive for all humanity. With presence and awareness of our inner and outer terrains and how we experience the land around us in all of its multi-layered sacred nuance, we become able to connect and contribute in a meaningful way. We can sustain our uniqueness not as a defense against others or in competition with them, but as an offering of participation and nourishment. There is a diversity and there is unity. The soul who resonates with the oracle of Amaro connects with the beauty of the land as a sacred living reality to which our being belongs, and remembers that no one can come to wisdom on their own. If we work together, educating, encouraging, inspiring, and helping others, we can as a whole learn to follow the sacred pathways of the earth in collective harmony. This can only occur when we open to an intelligent connection that allows for interdisciplinary and intercultural conversations. What did I say? When we honor what we ourselves have to offer and are willing to share it with others, and also honor what others have to offer and are willing to receive it, we will find fellow kindred spirits and helping hands in unexpected places. We will be able to assist each other in eschewing cynicism and boredom, and instead learn things from each other so we become informed and empowered. We will not believe in the lie that we are somehow a victim of the system in place. Instead, we can be inspired by our ability to evoke the healing change needed through our inner transformation, sharing our talents and encouraging others to be generous with their gifts. To be generous with their gifts. We will rally each other to the fulfillment of divine purpose. We will embrace the healing innovations that are already happening and lend the power of our talents, resources, voices, and support only to that which honors the manifestation of a collective paradise. There are enough of us now. We do not need to wait any longer. We are already working in many fields, ready for this time of empowered creation and spiritual opportunity. All right, I'm going to give you the exercise. Close your eyes. Relax as you shift your awareness within. Feel, visualize, or imagine that you can see the Earth Mother beneath you. Ask if your spirit was hovering above her. See, feel, or sense the beautiful energetic connection that weaves themselves along sacred pathways and curve around our Mother Earth. Each link is unique and essential. Each connection lends itself like an instrument in an orchestra to the collective wisdom song of the sacred feminine and masculine. No song demands that another be silent or become the same. Every voice and every difference is required for the full beauty of the wisdom song to emerge. When you are ready, say the following. Let there be peace on earth. Let human culture be one of encouragement, optimism, innovation, engagement, wisdom, reflection, community, and guardianship of the planet and each other for the spiritual benefit of all beings. Let this be now, so that our future knows a deep connection to Earth, this beautiful place, through the songs of wisdom and our own free will. So be it. Aho. Wow. Beautiful, right? Beautiful. So I have a guided meditation because the page after is Ponopono, and it's making me think of Ho'oponopono. And so, yeah, I know what you mean, Jennifer. Chills. I'm going to continue reading, okay? Because this is important, okay? It's 27, which is 9, okay? We have 18 people right here. That's 9. 18 is spiritual material conflict. Pono, immeasurable power of the heart way. The heart has the power to heal in a way that the mind cannot understand. Did you hear that? The heart has the power to heal in a way that the mind cannot understand. Do not allow your mind to distract or frighten you. You are a beautiful child of the universe, and divine love lives within your heart. A willing heart is all you need to transform any situation that is troubling you. Recognizing this power does not evoke feeling of pressure or anxiety, but of peace and joy, lightness of heart, and relief of mind are here for you now. Wow. So I have a guided meditation called Ho'oponopono in my, playlist. The playlist is under guided meditation. It's also pinned on my profile. I would like all of you to do the Ho'oponopono guided meditation so that you can, let go of whatever is blocking you. Like lack of self-worth can actually prevent you from the final ascension path. It can actually prevent you, meaning delay it, I should have said. All right, let's do one more card and let's see what the message is, okay? And thank you for being here. Let's do one more card when you're ready. And of course, if you're looking, this whole live will be on YouTube. I'll upload it today. Pick top, bottom, and middle when you're ready. Thank you, love. Bottom. Majority wins. So bottom, top, bottom, and middle. Top. Okay, what else? Middle. Okay, that's not helping. Top, bottom, and middle. I need one more and then I just pick. Bottom. Okay, got it. Okay, so this is 8. Did you notice we're doing 8 again? It's karma. Did you see that? So 8 was karma and bottom, okay? It's Uluka Vahana, grace of she who rides the owl. Okay, let's read that. And it's 8, number 8. And we just did 26, which was 8. So 8 is releasing karma. 8 is letting go. 8 is the free will to co-create the new earth. 8 is I don't know why people think it's a lucky number. It really isn't. 9 is your lucky number. 6 is your lucky number. 15 is your lucky number. 24 is an incredibly lucky number. 23. Do you understand? Do you see where I'm coming from? Okay. So 8 is fucking righting the wrongs. 8 is I oppressed myself. I betrayed myself. I fucked people over and I have to pay the karma. That's 8. So this is where we're at. Okay. So we're righting the wrongs. So 8 is page 66. Okay. So 60 is 6. 6 is connected to the planet Venus, love, co-creation with the Venusian Council. It is in tarot. It's the lovers, Gemini energy. It's a choice. You have a choice. You have free will. Okay, let's start. Uluka Vahana, grace she who rides the owl. I am the goddess of spiritual awakening, wealth, and balance. I come to correct a dharma, that which is dark, unnatural, and against nature, love, life, and goodness. I redress the misuse of wealth and power. I awake the heart to the vision of light and truth that was once hidden. Trust in the innocence of your soul and fear not, for I am ever watchful and my grace brings truth. Divine justice is always brought to bear with compassion. In a reading, don't waste valuable time and energy worrying about people getting away with things. Did you hear that? Well, how are they getting away with this? You're watching injustice here in this country. You're seeing it in other countries. And you're saying, how the fuck are they billionaires? How are they fucking doing better? I'm struggling. I'm a good person. I'm meditating every day. How is this happening? So let's listen to the answer. Don't waste your valuable time and energy worrying about people getting away with things. On a cosmic level, there is only justice. That is not always visible at a human level, yet that doesn't preclude divine order unfolding. Everything is balanced by karma in the long run. Do you remember the passports that fell in the trash can? Remember those passports? Okay. If you feel down or depressed, take immediate action to reconnect to joy, healing, energy, and vitality of spirit. All things are measured and metered by clear divine vision, and your job is to put your faith in the work of the divine whilst you tend to your journey with trust and commitment. Spiritual guidance. Uluka Vahana is the cosmic owl upon which the Indian goddess of enlightenment and prosperity, Lakshmi, rides. It is an unlikely parent, given the owl is a creature of night who sleeps during the day, and Lakshmi is associated with light. The unexpectedness of the association holds deep meaning. Out of that which appears to be devoid of light, light shall arise. That which appears to be hidden in darkness shall be perceived. Have you heard? All things hidden will come to light, right? And blessed and transformed, even if all seems lost. Did you get that? Even if all seems lost, did you see we are the darkest before the dawn? Even if all seems lost, or if something doesn't seem right, divine knowledge is absolute and complete and trustworthy. We have to do our parts, calling out the injustice, not being afraid, pointing fingers. This is the culprit. This is the person doing this, and calling it out. From the perspective of those with awakened hearts, the world can sometimes appear to be disturbing and frightening, place where negative activity leads to prosperity, whilst good and worthy people struggle and suffer. It may appear that those who have wisdom are barely heard, whilst angry people with fear in their hearts are afforded attention and power. Did you hear that? Worrying doesn't fix tomorrow's problem. It only takes away today's peace. Let me put it this way. And I know you mean something. That means what you're saying exact. But we are supposed to be the masters of our ability to transform the planet. That means we don't protect our peace. There's nothing to protect. You look at the injustice, you call it out to awaken as many as we can. We form the tribes, and we always walk hand in hand with peace while we see the destruction. And eventually, peace resides and the fuckery dissolves. I'll say it this way. It may seem that what matters most is tending to the least and constructive causes, struggles to maintain existence, while destructive purposes gain mass support. It is very easy with such view of things for the pure of heart to become angry, bitter, and despairing. Yeah, well, okay, I disagree with her. Bitter and despairing is a fucking no. I agree with her. Angry has its purpose. Putting foot to ass, the way Angel Michael does, is not a waste of anger. Read Anger by Thich Nhat Hanh. There's toxic anger that keeps you corrupted in apathy and fear of action. And then there's righteous anger, which propels you with the sword of truth, the Excalibur sword of truth, to cut out bullshit and to say, we're not doing that anymore. We do not consent. By not calling, okay, hang on. By not calling it out, we consent. The same by then not showing us the truth, they break universal law. Right. I know. I knew what you meant. It is very easy with such a view of things for the pure of heart to become angry, bitter, and despairing. That's a no. I agree with her on that. But in terms of anger, there's a purpose. If you know, I have righteous anger. Trust me. You probably hear it in my voice. I have righteous, propelling, fuck no, I do not consent energy, right? But I don't think it's toxic. And you may disagree with me. You might want to be, you're probably one of these people kumbaya-ing, doing the crystal bowls while people are fucking starving like 10 miles away, like what they're doing in Israel. I swear to God. IN brought in that video that he spliced showing the absolute absurdity of the New Age community in action, okay, in various parts of the world. And they are toxic. Apathy is toxicity. Because apathy is, I have to protect my energy. I don't want my heart of peace to be corrupted by all this negativity. It can't, chick. If you're walking your power as a rainbow child, unifying the world, nothing is going to take away your peace. There's urgency in claiming that peace. Urgency is not wrong. Actually, if you've noticed, time is going really, really fast. Have you noticed? The Schumann resonance is fucking going up and down like crazy. Have you noticed? There's even the planet Earth is feeling the urgency of her about to birth herself anew, okay? If you've ever pushed a child between your thighs into the world, there's a moment where things are just speeding up. And you know what I mean. However, you are not meant to be a light. You are not You are meant to be a light in this world, and it is important that you allow a higher spiritual intelligence to support you in this task. That's right, meditation every day. Safeguarding your state of mind is essential for you to accomplish your life purpose. Okay, safeguarding your state of mind. I agree with that. But you have to also allow the massive purging that's going to happen. You're going to purge. In other words, you're going to cry. You're going to crash. And then you have to be aware. You have to witness the crash, witness the purging, and say, okay, we're going to do this for a while, and then we're going to go back up and be more powerful than ever. You're a phoenix that's burning and rising. And from the ashes, you get bigger, more powerful, more beautiful, more colorful, more enlightened, and more of a caretaker of your own peace and peace for the rest of the collective. If you get caught up in negative thinking, as may happen from time to time, allow your heart wisdom to guide you back to the truth of your inner light. Absolutely. Remember that the divine is more powerful than any nightmare created by human darkness. I'm going to read that again. Remember that the divine is more powerful than any nightmare created by human darkness. You don't have to deny the dark side of human nature or it manifests consequence for the health of the planet, but you do need to keep yourself secure within the light so that you can effectively fulfill your destiny. I'm going to add, you have to realize she was writing this fucking 10 years ago. The destiny of yourself and the collective. The destiny of yourself, your kin, your soul tribe members, and the planet. I'm going to add that. I tend to add shit with her stuff. Joy, happiness, and peace will not diminish your motivation to serve love. Rather, they will ensure you have enough energy to do so effectively. Whether you are facing a sense of injustice in your personal life or feel despair at the choices humanity is making in a broader sense, know that the divine has a grander plan that we can't possibly understand. We are here to fight for love and do all that we can honor what is true for us. We don't have to fight for love. I disagree. We do not fight for love. We bring love forth. We transmute and dissolve energies. We help those that we know are dying right now in Gaza, right? Because they're on the 5th stage of famine, which means you feed them too fast, whatever, and they don't have medical attention, right? They don't, to feed them a certain protocol so they don't die. Okay, they're at the 5th stage. Sudan is in the 5th stage. That means even if you bring a fucking platter of chicken and rice and this and that, they can't eat it too fast. They can go into a shock. They can go into seizure. Their heart can stop. Their electrolytes are fucked. That's what's happening. Okay, so we don't fight for love. I disagree with that term fight. Fuck fight. That's a 3D constraint. I love her. Don't get me wrong. But we have to be careful with our wording. We transmute, we transform love into a greater, pollination across the world. That's what I would say. Does that make sense? And that's how you want to visualize it. Okay, it's not the war on drugs. It's the transmutation of the pain that creates addiction. Hello, I'm not going to have a war with anybody. I don't want that word in my dialogue anymore. I don't want that reality of what that means. Fight, war, no. Transmutation, transformation. Oh yeah, hell yes, you got me, right? Okay. And that's why I have a problem with earth warriors, but I'm going to say earth shamans. So just bear with me, okay? We are meant to use our strength of love, compassion, wisdom, light, and kindness to be kick-ass. I'm going to say, she's saying earth warriors. I'm going to say earth shamans. And earth warriors, aka earth shamans, never give up, and they are smart enough to use every resources they can, including their living connection to spirit, to affirm the priorities that honor life. In this way, we uplift ourselves and inspire others throughout our life journey. There are forces that want you to lose hope because they know that when your heart is hopeful, you are unstoppable. She's right. And I would add an unspoken knowing. I need you to know 5D. You will see it with your own eyes, or you will look down and see your children enjoy 5D New Earth. You have to know it. It's more powerful than hopeful. It's like you know your next breath. Just like people know when they're about to die. They know a week before they're going to be gone in a week. They know. It's the unspoken knowing. including their living connection with spirit, to affirm the priorities that honor life. In this way, we uplift ourselves and inspire others through our life journey. There are forces that want you to lose hope because they know that when your heart is hopeful, you're unstoppable. Trust the spirit will take care of the darkness. Trust that karmic forces will balance the scales of higher justice with unerring accuracy. Whilst you do everything in your power to remain connected to the light and bring your loving energy, purpose, and kindness and passion to the world. And when we all do it, right? All of us right here, all of us on the recorded version of this talk, guess what? When we all do it, we are the pollinators of the new age. We are the bees. We are the co-creators, architects of a new blueprint. To the point where some of us are writing new mantras using Sanskrit. I'm even asking some of my Irish friends to come up with a couple mantras in the ancient tongue of the Irish, because of their incredible innate connection with nature. The fairies, the little people, there was a magic about that land that was destroyed purposely, and they're still trying to destroy those people for whatever reason. I don't give a shit what the reason is. If you're harming a magical people, like the Aboriginals have been harmed. David Bowie did a video called Let's Dance, and he's showing an Aboriginal girl washing a crosswalk, a white and black crosswalk. She's on her hands and knees washing it. He was highly aware of the racism that the Aboriginal people had to endure. Brutal shit. No different, and in some sense different actually, with the African slave, situation, slavery in this country. And I don't want to come up with a list because I've already done my 2 videos on racism and how this is a fucking no. It's a fucking no. We're not playing those cards anymore. We're not fucking playing that game anymore. I'm not going to volley back and forth why racism, like you have a right to fucking hate people because of the color of their skin. You're not someone I want to talk to. I'm not here to convince you. I don't give a fuck what happens to you. God bless you and your family. Hopefully you'll find happiness in that disgusting philosophy. You know what I mean? And there's a few of us on this planet who are the great pollinators and the co-architects of the new age. Fuck new age, new earth. And we're there. I swear to God, we're there. And it's getting, again, darkest before the dawn. Vibration of the words, exactly. Ultimate trust, exactly. I've been thinking similar thoughts. Yes, because we're getting downloads. We're being told. Trust me, we are actually getting activated across the world. The 100 Monkey Theory is actually in action right now. We're getting similar downloads. We have a vision of 5D New Earth. We have similar visions of it. Similar. There could be a tweak here and a tweak there. But ultimately, we know what we are walking towards. And we know this is our greatest desire. You know what I'm saying? And so we know. So again, going back to the Native American indigenous people of America, Canada, and the Aborigines and some tribes in Africa, Tibet, in its golden age. What other countries? Oh yeah, Ireland, the Gauls, parts of Europe, Russia, China. Like 3,000-4,000 years ago, we lived in a 5D, what you would call a 5D reality. Until we had warriors that wanted this land and that land and this and that. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I have an orchard of apple trees. You have an orchard of apple trees, but you want my orchard as well? Why? Why? We're good. We have an abundance. We have enough. You don't have to kill and rape my people and enslave my people. This is Anunnaki shit. I would say draconian shit. I'm not going to put it all on Anunnakis because not all of them clearly were of that mindset. Clearly. So I'm going to put draconian. This is off-planet shit. We didn't create this kind of avarice and rage. And why? Well, to normalize slavery. And let's face it, they're repackaging the word slavery now as we speak. So it's happening. Intellectualizing life, the vibration of the words. So listen, I want to thank you all. We've been here for a while. We are the fractals of that energy that's coming in. And in this drawing, what I was trying to create is Yeshua and Mary Magdalene. Do you see the line by her side, a little bit of it? And they're walking towards us, and we are their fractal energies. We are come to right the wrongs. And yeah, the rapture is a man-made creation by Schofield in the Schofield Bible. All things in the dark will come to light, and boy, they weren't kidding. Love you all. Follow me on YouTube, and I'll talk to you soon. Namaste. This will be uploaded on YouTube. Gratitude to all of you.